There's a couple of things I really hate about the harmonica. One is a whole hand wah thing. I think it sounds silly. I'm sorry. I mean, it's cool if you can be sitting around a campfire, playing a movie soundtrack, or making fun of the harmonica. The other thing I really despise is the head shake. You know, it's all right in the blues. It's cool, the whole trill thing. But I think it's overused. And one of the other things I really don't like about the harmonica is that for some reason people think, and this is mostly the players, people think you always have to play blues on it. And especially with Happy Birthday, it's always, I'm going to play you a bluesy Happy Birthday. I mean, why? Why play blues for a Happy Birthday? It's supposed to be a happy song, happy day, special day. Not a bluesy day, bluesy moment, you know. Maybe if you're in prison, that would be appropriate. But, you know, we're not if we're in a bar. So that brings me to 12th position. I think 12th position is the ideal position to play a song like Happy Birthday. And yeah, you do have to use an overblow, but if you know how to do them correctly, it sounds good. And it sounds better than do it in first position, because you have the 3-draw bend, and just it really makes it sound out of whack, you know. Especially if you can't do it right. Like a lot of players, their intonation's terrible. They end up doing it. Hate that sound. And that's, to me, is what makes people think harmonica is kind of a toy, because it's not taken seriously. But it's not I don't mean to rag on harmonica players or rant off about it. I want to show you guys 12th position. Sounds really smooth if you ask me. Now you start that on the draw 4, or the blow 4, I'm sorry. Or in my band, the way we do it kind of as a Latin thing. You know, that kind of thing. I think it gives you a lot more possibilities. It's a lot cleaner, and it sounds happy because it's a natural major position that's on the harmonica. And so I like to introduce Happy Birthday to my students who come to me locally, because it's a melody that's very easy to play. Everybody knows it. You don't need to even know what the notes are, because everybody knows this song so well. You can just use your ear, and you need to use that overblow as a melody note. And so you know if you're not hitting it right, and your intonation needs to be right on that too. So although this is not a how to do an overblow video, let me give you the secret, and I haven't seen anybody else use this little trick yet. The secret to doing it is, it's just like a blow bend on a blow 8, and I know a lot of people talk about that. And if you can do that, you can do an overblow 6 on any harmonica. And it's just about having control over the notes and having a certain amount of back pressure. But the secret, and this is something that has worked for every one of my students, they've been able to do this within 3 to 5 minutes. I'm not kidding, with bent notes and everything, is you get a straw. And I don't have a straw here, but let's pretend this little Sharpie is a straw. You put it in your mouth and you'll blow. That's like a regular note. Now if you can take that straw and keep blowing, and you bend it down so it's like this, and you keep the air solid, and it's going to require a little bit of back pressure. If you can blow out air out of the bottom here, stick that harmonica in your mouth. If you put it on a 8, 9, or 10, you're going to get a bend. If you put it on a 4, 5, or 6, you're going to get an overblow with that motion. It's the same kind of thing. And if you want to practice bends, if you don't have your bends down, do the straw trick again. Suck in with your straw, just like you're smoking a stogie or something, and take it, move it up. If you can blow air in, like a full channel of air through that straw, your mouth is in the right position to bend a note. And, you know, I remember a lot of younger guys, or even when I was learning how to play, I had problems playing the draw too, and people would be like, oh, plug your nose, air's leaking out of your nose. You know, I don't even know what that's all about, but it's silly. It really doesn't help anything. But the straw trick has worked for every person I have come across, and they've been able to bend notes and do overblows within 3 to 5 minutes of learning the straw technique and figuring it out for themselves. And so that's really the secret to overblowing and bending notes and doing all that kind of stuff. So, that said, 12th position is one of my favorite positions to play in. You can get really funky with it. You can get that Stevie Wonder kind of sound. I have a vibrato video out there that a lot of you have already seen. And, you know, the Stevie Wonder has that same kind of vibrato, that singer's vibrato or something. And you can hit notes with it. Just when you hit the note, you can put that little waggle on there. And it gives it kind of that funky R&B, neo-soul kind of sound, and to me that's really, really cool. So if you want to get into some of this like Stevie Wonder-ish kind of thing, 12th position is really good for that because he plays that chromatic, you know, and it's very clear sounding. You want that clear sound. So let's see what it sounds like. That kind of thing. So in my modes video, we talked about playing F to F as a C major scale, and that'll give you this Lydian mode. And what it does, it has a sharp 4. So if you're going to play an F scale, the B note, it needs to be flatted for it to be, you know, the proper fourth, the perfect fourth. But in the Lydian mode, it's got a sharp. So here's your Lydian scale in F. Sounds a little funny, but if we make that overblow, so it's really kind of like playing in first position in many, many ways. You really can get away with playing any note that you want to, except for that draw 7, because it's going to sound really, really out of